Rigathi Gachagua left the country to the United States of America, as you can see in these images, at the Jomo Kenyatta International Airport awaiting flight. Rigathi Gachagua now leaves behind a serious assignment to the people of broad-based government to respond to the critical issues that he raised, to an extent that the CSs are now in panic mode. Just listen to this.
Ati wewe Hassan Joho umeshikana na naibu wa mwenyekiti kuiba kura.
Rigathi Gachagua now raises serious concerns that the people's will might be subverted in the 2027 general election because there is a plot to rig the elections. By the end of this episode, you will understand why Rigathi Gachagua is now afraid that the election might be rigged. As we approach the 2027 general election, President William Ruto is busy consultating and putting in place measures that could help him retain the presidency in 2027. And according to Rigathi Gachagua, President William Ruto has only two main mechanisms that he is going to retain the presidency. One is through the IEBC chairperson Erastus Ethekon. Rigathi Gachagua believes that the appointment of Erastus Ethekon was compromised for the interest of President William Ruto. Just listen to Rigathi Gachagua explaining the same.
Bwana Ethekon knows how controversial his appointment was and to whom he pays his allegiance to. Nevertheless, the country has 55 million Kenyans. Mr. Ethekon has a choice to make. Stand with Kenyans, the 55 million of them, or choose to burn this country.
There is a famous saying that goes like this: play stupid games and win stupid prizes. However you choose to understand this statement is up to you. But the chairperson of the IEBC must know that he will be holding the future of the nation in his own palms. Mechanism number 2 is the voting system itself. IEBC has now awarded tender to Miru, a South Korean company with a very bad rigging history across the world. Just listen to Rigathi Gachagua himself explaining how this company won the tender and how bad the history of this company is.
You are aware that on 11th August 2026, tender reference number IBC/OIT/01/2026-2027 for the supply, delivery, installation, testing, commissioning, support and maintenance of the integrated elections management system, hardware, equipment and accessories was advertised and is to close on September 1st, 2026 at 10 a.m. You are all aware that Kenyans do not know is that the tender process and the result has already been preconceived and is awaiting rubber stamping to Miru, MIRU Systems Company Limited of South Korea. Mr. Chairman Ethekon, it is within your knowledge and mischief that what is actually happening is a mundane public relations exercise to manage the other bidders and 55 million Kenyans. Mr. Chairman, you are aware that to facilitate this activity, IBC commissioners fired the procurement manager in IBC and installed a puppet to manage this tender. Mr. Chairman and your Vice Chairman, Fahima Arfat Abdallah, have been compromised as the drivers of this tender process against the concurrence and the wishes of the other commissioners. But Kenyans are asking, who is Miru System Company Limited? This is a South Korean company with a very bad history of rigging elections across the world. Their global failures are well documented, having faced allegations of faulty technology in Argentina, Philippines, and the DRC.
Up to that point, you ask yourself one serious question: why Miru Company? But the answer is rather simple. Just listen to Rigathi Gachagua continuing to explain why this company got this tender and its role in the 2027 general election.
The Meru plan in Kenya as directed by William Ruto. Under the instructions of William Ruto, Meru Technologies has been instructed to prepare a new voters register and suppress voters from the following regions perceived to be against this regime. 1. Western Kenya. 2. Nyanza region, but in Kisii and Nyamira counties. 3. The Mount Kenya region. 4. Lower Eastern. 5. Nairobi. 6. Taveta and Namu. 5. Rift Valley in Nakuru, Laikipia, Kajiado, and Narok.
For some of you who are good students of Sunday school, you will agree with me that in the Holy Scriptures, in the book of Proverbs chapter 28 verse 1, the Bible says, "The wicked flee when no one pursues them, but the righteous are as bold as lions." I say this because a few moments later, the broad-based CS Ali Hassan Joho and Opiyo Wandayi had to respond to Rigathi Gachagua, and this is what they had to say.
Ananitaja mimi kama Hassan Joho, ati wewe Hassan Joho umeshikana na msichana mmoja, naibu wa mwenyekiti wa kutoka huku Pwani, ati kuiba kura. Ile kitu nataka nimwambie Rigathi Gachagua, sisi mpango wa kuiba kura hatuna, lakini wa kupiga kura tunao. Haamini kwamba kuna kimsichana ametoka Lamu, mdogo, mnyonge, maskini, amekuwa deputy chair wa IBC. Haamini. Mentality ya backwardness. Yani kwa sababu ni mtu wa kutoka kwa wachache, you can target them, abuse them, use them, misuse them, na uwaribie majina. It can never happen.
The cartel that is involved in illegal refilling and other unscrupulous business activities should stay warned that we are coming for you.
Election is a very crucial exercise in a country because it determines the future of a country for the next few years. That is why in this particular episode we are going to look at possible outcomes if people lose trust in the body that is constitutionally responsible for conducting elections, in this respect, the IEBC. One is that people may reject election results. When people lose trust with the body that is conducting the election, even if the results will be mathematically correct, people will still reject the results. Number 2 is political tension. Election is all about competition of ideas, and the people decide on the ballot box. And when one candidate feels that the election process is unfair, candidates may mobilize their supporters to challenge the results. Election dispute increases. More candidates and more political parties are likely to challenge the results through petition and other legal mechanisms once they believe that the process was unfair. Number 4 is that the legitimacy of the next government can be questioned. After the election, a government may be legally sworn in, but still face a persistent public perception that it did not win the elections genuinely. As we head to the 2027 general election, the eyes of 55 million Kenyans are on Bwana Erastus Ethekon, the chairperson of the IEBC, and the decision that he will make will determine the future of our own country the next 5 years. And as we all know, in Kenya, every election has its own history. What history do you think that Bwana Erastus Ethekon is going to write? Share it in the comment sections below. And if you found this analysis useful, consider subscribing for more discussions. Until next time, this is Victor Shikuku.